Working on the PC. The paint job, on the other hand, I'm definitely going to do off camera because there is no way in the world doing that paint job on camera. That's just going to take way too long. That's a long paint job to do. Alright, let me see. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. What? Well, that's as blank can get, and that's what you do. Where's the tape at? Oh. But you're somewhere weird. Oh, okay. Alright, what to put the order in for those? They're gonna take forever to get here. I know they're gonna take forever to get here. But I need a certain size. They're the only ones they have. So I'm just gonna put the other symbols out. But these are gonna require a certain type of symbol. I gotta order everything. Let's see. Okay, we'll just stickers afterwards first. That's not gonna be. That's going to need another paint job. The rest will look a little better. For that, and let's see. That one's better. Much better. Where's the other one? There's only two in here. In this unit, one for there, one for there. That's it. All right, cool. So to bring the nuclear frog to life, we are using a highly concentrated UV powder I just ordered. And we're using a form of hologram reflective stickers for the eyes. A little poly to cover that up. Some of that nuclear powder. And a little poly and powder mixed with this, sprayed on, nice light dusting of radiation. All the flowers and all this I have to do off camera because it takes too long to do it. You know, I have to individually paint it in. It's going to take a little time, but I'm sure you do what you got to do anyway. You have to do a nice paint job to cover this up with this thing so it all blends in together. Hey, Mr. Taco, what's going on with you in your world? The cases have this open area. This one I'm going to be putting in a power station on that side. This side I'm going to be putting in a bio tank that actually has liquid in it. It's going to run off a power supply for a using when they make the bubbles in the fish tank to give a more realistic effect, like it's actually functioning in there. I'm going to build a reactor in there. I figure when we finally get around to doing a Fallout PC, that's going to require Elmer's glue and sand, because you have to make it look like it's been there for a while. Gotta age it. Of course, you had to pick up some hazard tape, because that's needed. You're going to be building one of these. I love this stuff. I think I'm going to complete the door for this one today, so I can have a chance to check that out. Gotta order my ice cubes. Oh, this is sticky. Okay, last one wasn't so sticky. Oh, excuse me, people. Just had a soda. My bad. What you want me to do? I gotta replace, let me see. These two have to be replaced, so I need this one. Got two of those in there. I'm doing me another lemon juice cleansing starting tomorrow. And my body feels like I need it. Definitely going on. Wet paint, placed by the Bibles. With a wet paint PVC. Wait, okay, here we go. The sheet cuts. Go. That's the nuclear symbol tucked away. That's usually where most of them are sitting at. An overgrown bush. You think, yeah, this is a nice place to have a picnic, and then you realize, like, oh shoot, this radiation. Okay, let me see. Why am I putting this one over here? Oh no. I'll watch that again tonight for free. I think I got that download on my PS system. Freaking National Lampoon. I don't know him. That's right, you got it. I don't know him. Radiation. You know, my favorite fish are not betta fish. People that want fish are betta fish, no. My favorite fish are suckers. Sucker fish. I like those fish. That's my favorite fish. They're big, like sea monsters. Jet black, got a fin that pushes up, and they're very aggressive. Not toward other fish, but they clean up all the goop in your tank. And once in a while, they come out of hiding. They jump up and splash around a little bit. I plan to get me a bunch of them. Oh, look at my baby coming to life. Put a bio sticker there. I might change up my switches. I'm not sure. Yeah, let me explain this to you because again, you got kids. I have adults in my account, but my account's set up for adults, but I have to talk to people like they're kids. I've been doing my PC builds for a very long time. I don't do them for likes. I don't do them for watches. I do it for basically documenting everything that I do. So I can always go back and say, hey, how did I build this and put this together? If you think not showing it, then it makes no difference. I'm on so many different PC form sites for builds, it's not even funny. So once I load this in, all the thing pops up over there. I don't expect for people to understand our builds. I go to places where they can understand our builds. So I go to the forum sites with my videos. When I'm done, I'll do my mashup and display it. So I already got an understanding. Some people have a lot going on in their heads. Let me see where I'm going to go with this. Alright, so we'll do the tape right now. I want to do that whatchamacallit in there too, get that done. And my power cord, I want that done. Should I do this and tape? I'm going to make this glow. Make this glow. Why are you in the way? I think the Halloween one, it was getting in there on the Halloween one. You got me thinking every time. What? It's time for... Ouch. Really? You find me like that? You mother jumper. You mother jumper. You will fall off with me. A little off, but does it make a difference? Yeah. Oh, it peels off without basically causing any damage to the surface. I like that. Maybe some of that black in between there. That black in between. Oh, you're gonna get that black in there. Sliver that black. This is all. Let me coat it with bio rust. PC guy. Yes, all this work. For him, he doesn't know much. He sits there and says, when Dave judges me and says, oh, you're doing all that for those PC parts? The screen that sits on top of this thing is worth $8,000, you understand? So there's a technology attached to this thing. So when this screen fires up, it pushes through that screen. It also allows me to do visual effects, set it on fire, make nuclear bombs go off in the background, make zombies, whatever the frick I want. That's the main attraction of this machine. And that main attraction to that machine means that at the end of the day, when you build your PC or whatever you have in the day, it just does what it does. You get no money back for your investment. I do, because the Surface that sits on here is worth a lot of money. Already got a gaming company already interested in the product already. So my machine with its old parts will be making $8,000 a Surface, and yours will be doing, well, you won't be making any money off it at all. Now we're going to have several different versions of the Surface, but the most advanced one is about $8,000. So these machines are designed to make money. Like the one sitting over there. It's a work machine. It makes money. It works as a job. It doesn't just play video games. It actually works. Punches in a time clock and everything. There's 3. I had somebody say that you basically do all that work for just those old parts. Yeah, because it's a retro system set up. That's what I have. But keep in mind at the end of the day that the Surface it lays against it costs more than your PC. I doubt your PC costs $8,000. And this will make a graphic card Surface will put on it look absolutely amazing, which means that PC goers who don't want to spend the money for a card doesn't have to, because this technology allows it to look absolutely amazing, much like the 720p projectors look incredible in our technology. Like the one we use downstairs, that under 600 by 800 res QME projector. You see what that thing looks like? The images that pull off that thing look absolutely incredible. So that's the whole purpose of it. So that way you don't have to go out and spend money for an expensive card that you don't need. Put that money someplace else, and you can use our technology to make your screen look better. Oh, I like this. Alright, so we got to basically coat all this up. And I got to put some greenery in there too. Actually, I need more greenery. I need more plants. Every time. What? Taco. Taco got the money on his mind. Got him thinking every time. So, yep. I do like PC gamers that respect other people. Like the ones that have a problem with, oh, I got this complex. I looked up Halo mod PC, some of the, wow, incredible things I've ever seen in my entire life. These people be going all in on these setups. I like watching their setups. It's super fascinating how people just take everyday stuff and just turn it into something very cool. Yeah. That's some pretty nice cases too, but I wouldn't spend the money for them. I can take a UFO case, the clear cases, I can coat that with our technology and turn the entire thing into a screen. Drop any projector in there, project anything we want through that thing. Which ain't a bad idea. I think we're going to have to do that one. You know, to get a see-through acrylic case and spray it with our technology and turn it into a screen from the inside out. That is going to be sick. We might have to sell those. Everybody's good with that kind of stuff. You can 3D print and cut and all that stuff with plexiglass and stuff. I wish they can build our own PC case. And it would be super expensive? Heck no. That's just that certain screen we're putting on here is a special type of screen, that's why. Alright, let me see. We got a whole lot of plants going on in here. Here with the plants. Very nice builds. Nice builds over there. If they're yours, then they're very nice builds. I'm gonna put some flowers over there. Because at the end of the day, even though he put it together, it's still work. Still got to put that thing together. So it isn't like Sam said at the end of the day, because people don't do modifications that it ain't work. It is work putting those things together. It is. God forbid you don't make a mistake and short something out because it's gone. If you do that, then a headache on your hand. But to brag at the end of the day and say we're the same, we're not the same in no way whatsoever. Where's my bag of flowers? I get everything I need for that. Right there. Oh, we got some nice, pretty pink ones in there. I can see these. I definitely want to put some of these in here. Flowers here. I accept everyone's builds as being something different and beautiful. Even those who talk too much trash. There we go. There's flowers. Beautiful tropical jungle. I got too close. I'm definitely going to drop grills on top of that. We're going to change the grills. We're going to nuke the daylights out of them. They have a kind of a rusted nuclear green to them. Yeah, it's weird. My mother used to do flower arrangements like this. And now I do flower arrangements like this. Isn't it weird? And you pick up your parents' traits. Yep. So this whole jungle is going to glow in the dark. Of course, we're going to add in a couple of hypno frogs in here. We got to put hypno frogs in there. Definitely. Beautiful flowers. I should do one with roses one day, like a beautiful rose garden, all wrapped around the thorns coming out, heavy thorns. Ooh, that'd be sick. All black thorns. Kind of a gold powdery kind of trace to them. And then basically deep red roses. Oh, that'd be a sick PC, wouldn't it? That'd be amazing. That'd be a sick PC. That would be amazing. This is early. That's better. Beautiful flowers. This would make great cobwebs for a spider PC. Start doing those. $5. Beautiful flowers for $5. I'm going to use some of these for the corners. Just beautiful. Add some flowers here. I love it. Let's use the leaf on my case. Stick in there? Or did it stick in there? Cool. That one didn't stay in there. It's in the next one. Now for the corner sides, I'm going to do a nice corrosion build up here, here, and here. Well, that's going to be done with glow-in-the-dark paints. So we got the caulking up, so I'm not going to use all of that on the other PCs. And the new case, the new screens that I have on these have the FLEG hologram technology embedded into it. It's a whole different form of technology we have now. A new version out of the 67 of that technology. Just especially for these setups over here. Once my desk is completed, I'm going to turn my desk into an alternate galaxy. I'm going to have a light system that activates the sound, which I have right now. I'm actually push it all in. And then I'm going to have that whole platform where I can have my PCs where I can watch and I can change the effect in the environment at will. And I got my QME Q2 projector and I'm picking up another one. And I'm going, no problem whatsoever. Game off it, watch movies, sports, whatever I want, or transfer it over to the big screen or the screen we have over there, which we put in at 235.1, which is a front projection transparent screen that we're building right now. The work PC, I'm getting rid of the keyboard and mouse, and I'm going to be getting the Kinect system. My system will completely, I can operate through my hands, because I have hackware on there that allows me to be able to override the firmware, which allows me to basically, how advanced, I'm going to cut myself off right here. You know how advanced the Xbox One Kinect is? You know how advanced that thing is? It's super advanced. Not for a console. No. They dumbed it down for a console system. If you see what them things can be done on PC, it is freaking unbelievable. Unbelievable. I look at some of the programs we can do for that. I got a bunch of them on my system right now for the Kinects. So that's the interesting thing about it. Your hardware, once you reach this PC, you can do stuff with your hardware that you really can't do with your system. Yeah, I saw what you could do with that Kinect system. It is pretty fascinating. Also makes a great, fantastic sensor for VR. So you have the gloves and the pinchers, it gives you the hands-free experience. I gotta keep that. I can turn it off. I've done everything else there. order the rest of the stickers and bring those in. They have to be small. They have to be able to hit all this in here. And they're going to have to be able to hit. These are done at the Rusty's and a little better. And the Rusty's, what you getting in trouble for? What are you rebelling against today? You're rebelling against everything. And I got to finish the outside of my case. Get that done. I got the black paper over there. Start sizing it, fitting that out. And the freezer one, I have to install the pipes, the gauge, the thermostat, and what else needs to be done with that? Oh, the glass, the outside case, more icicles coming in for it. So like it says, icicles, all kinds of stuff in there. Should have put a kill switch on there, a very kill switch. I don't think about that. So much check on my mind. I can't even see the time. Tucker, you got so much check on your mind, you can't even see the time. Yeah, it's a heat headache. I can feel it. It's going to be not in the heat. But I got myself on me anyway, so I should be good to go. Alright, the customer put that order in. All your tracking information was sent to you, and the other ones, all your stuff has been sent to you, so you're good to go. All your stuff out today, you're good to go. Enjoy the free lights and things. They're fun as hell in the world. I have them on my desk. I'm about to get me another pair right now. Because we're out. We got to order more of them. I definitely want to get a pair for myself. But then I go to Amazon and buy them. I just contact the manufacturer. That's why I sent over my tax ID number. That's wholesale tax ID number, so I can actually get them for cheaper. Oh man, this thing's looking gorgeous. Andy, what do you think about that, Taco? I like it. I still got to put the Thundercloud system in. I put my Thundercloud system in. And I've got a whole ecosystem in there. Got a lightning system coming. That's the LED lights, cloud system coming in there. Yep. So much chocolate on my mind. I can't even see the time. Taco what? Oh shoot, Anthony had the top on it. Thank you, Lord. Man, I smelled out the order everywhere. I gotta contact that company too. I forgot. Really reach out to them and get that done. Jeez, man. Alright, I ain't doing any streams. So I gotta be on tomorrow. I gotta do a lot of I gotta do some stuff that has to be done. It has to be taken care of. Day goes by so fast. Turn around and boom, it's already 4 o'clock. So let me send them back. What they need to advertise for the company. And I find it interesting that when all that Crowcast nonsense was going on, that people that were watching that nonsense were sitting back. You got yourself in a lot of trouble. Even those who actually participated in that, you're included in that, right? You have no idea how big and how messed up this is about to become for a lot of people in life. Let me tell you about the scale of the craziness. The devil got a lot of people in that one. A lot of people in that one. Even if you didn't participate, but the fact that you went online to actually try to disrupt the Christians' blessings. Do you know how bad that sounds at the end of the day? That's really bad. Even if you thought it, even if the mere thought came through your head, you're punished for that. That's written in the book of life. And if you said, I wasn't in there, I wasn't comment, but you were there. That's all that matters. And the devil knows that. The devil knows he got you to enter into an environment you're not supposed to be in, that you shouldn't have been in. And he knows the consequences that will come behind it. And he knows that by these consequences, that if he's able to keep you busy, because you've already drawn yourself into that circle. See, when the devil goes up there and plays his games at the end of the day, say you have nothing to do with that, you're not really entertained, but you're in there at the end of the day, you still got you. Because he's going to figure out a way now that he's got your attention, he's got you in a room. Now he's going to attach himself to you too. And once he attaches up to you too, he'll tell you other things that he wants you to do. It might have nothing to do with us. It'd be other things he'll entertain you to do at the end of the day. That's why I told you, when you do stuff like that, you're in a lot of danger. So even the people at the bottom who made those comments, and again, nothing happened to us. Everything happened to them. You are still at danger. Because you allowed something in that you never should allow in. You allowed Satan to enter your world. That's what you did. And since he knows that, and you popped up on his radar like, oh, we got one over here. All right. He's going to basically set up camp. And the only way you get rid of that guy at the end of the day, you're going to need God. But if you don't follow in the direction of God, then you've got a lot of problems in your hands, because he'll direct you in other ways. There's so many different ways he can direct you into. And there's so many things he could bring to your front door that you don't want coming to your front door, because you already invited him. When you engage in people at the end of the day that are doing things by the devil, you already engage in these demons, basically knowing who you are and where you are. You invite these things into your home. Now, I warn people about this stuff, how dangerous it is. You have no idea. You've been on the devil's radar the day you were born. If he knows that he can coach you and you're going someplace or doing something, you're in a lot of trouble. So, all those people we watched, make those comments, I felt sorry for you, but I know what's coming your way. You don't know it. You should know it. You've already entertained the devil. And if you entertain the devil, then guess what? He likes to be entertained. He's going to keep coming back to you. Because he knows he can influence you to do dumb stuff. That hopefully, if your time runs out on this earth, or if he figures out a way to kill you somehow, then he can get you into the next life. And you become a part of his investment. That's why I tell people, when you engage in people who do evil things on the earth, you become a part of the devil's investment. And some people may say, well, I didn't do so and so and so, but you were in that room with those people at the end of the day, so you have engaged with the devil's investment. How do you get out of the devil's investment? Find God, because that's what you're going to have to do. You should have been doing that from day one. If you were doing that from day one, you would have never been in that room. Christians will see mess like that and go in there. I'm good. I don't need to be in there. I'm good. There's just nothing for me in there. Jesus is definitely in there. I'm not going to be in there. I know it's in there. I'm not going in there. But people that are part of that sinful life will go in there. You have no idea what's in there waiting for you. That's why I tell people, at the end of the day, when you sleep at night, what watches you? You can't see who's watching you sleep. You don't know what's in your house. You don't know what's walking around you. You don't know what's sitting next to you. You don't know this. So if you basically spend your time entertaining the devil, what do you think is sitting around you right now? That's why when I see you do stuff like that, does it bother me? No. It's a sad thing, because I know what's after you. I know what's watching you every single day. And I know at the end of the day, since you had no friendship with God, then that's what your friendship becomes, the devil. And you see the outcome of that one, don't you? If you call him, he'll come. You give him the opportunity, he will invite himself. So the big question is, when you go to sleep at night, what watches you? People sit there and they say their prayers, hopefully that the Lord watches over them. But then you go listen to it when it tells you to do things you shouldn't be doing. And if anyone sits there and say, well, you're basically going to be sending this man to another, yeah, because the Lord said go forth, and that's what I'm doing. Because I tried everything I can to keep from doing this. I literally said on camera one time, I really don't want to sue this guy at the end of the day. If we sue him, it's going to be pretty bad for him. What does he do? He cuts up and carries on. Some people, and I hate to put it this way, hopefully he's not one of those people, but there's a certain number of people that are going to hell, and there's a certain amount of people going to heaven. Hopefully he turns out like some of the people that I grew up with that I knew at the end of the day were going to go to hell. I mean, they were just some destructive stuff. But they ended up turning out to be preachers. Oh, there's a shocking one right there to find out that one of the neighborhood kids, which everybody said at the end of the day was going to either end up dead or in jail, end up being a preacher. Like, what in the world happened in his life to make him change? It must have been something big. That's what you call them crossroads. cause people to change their lives. They get tired of the everyday life that they're in. They hit that crossroad, or they're in a situation where they need God and there's no way out of it. So something changed. Some people, if it's harder for them to turn, they got to go through so much more. Some people go through death and to turn. Some people go through a near-death experience themselves. And if you don't heed the crossroad, then guess what? You're in a lot of trouble. What's coming after you? A lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. What's coming for you? Because you didn't told the devil at the end of the day, well, I don't listen to God. I only listen to you. That's what you literally told him. So you're in a lot of trouble. I gotta tell you something. I knew a guy, and this is a guy I knew recently. Had a car accident and died on the table. Now, usually if it's your time, it's your time. Some people are blessed to come back. Because it's not supposed to be that way. But some people are blessed to come back. There's a reason why you came back. Now, an experience like that, being in a car accident, and I mean the car accident was so bad, he lost 4 of his front teeth. It was a bad accident. He was in a coma for 2 months. And he was almost at one point at a vegetable stage where they thought that, you might as well just pull the plug, because he's done. But he came up out of it. And what did he do with his second chance of opportunity? He went right back to his old life. He went back to partying and drinking and carrying on and fighting and arguing. He went back to his whole life. He might not get that chance again. And the devil's going to jump on him even faster now. Because he almost got him. Because he wasn't going to heaven. There's no way that man would go to heaven at all. He almost got him. And sometimes when he gets close up to somebody, we almost get you, he's not going to let go. He's not going to stop. He's going to keep coming at you. Because he almost had you. And he'll come out there even faster. But you can warn a person up and down and they don't listen at all, period. Put it up on the perch. Should I put a flower here? I want to put a flower there. I want more flowers. Those are my flowers. And I feel sorry for all the people that in my old neighborhood never got that chance. They died. They were killed. Never got that chance. Some were killed in front of a store. And one of my friends were killed in front of a store. Wrong place, wrong time. Got shot to death. He won't be going to heaven. He was a sinful man. He didn't basically carry his cross. He was the same as I was. And some people get angry with you about that. But like, oh, well, how do you know? It's in the Bible. It's written in the Bible. It says it right there. If you're not picked up your cross and you have not served God, first of all, if you're serving God at the end of the day, you have no want for this world at the end of the day. No want for the party and drinking and carrying on. You don't want nothing to do with that at all, period. You can't even listen to the music. None of it at all, period. You have nothing to do with this world. You want nothing to do with it at all, period. You don't even consider this to be your world. You consider this to be basically just passing through. But if you're of this world at the end of the day, and some people don't want to give up this world because they'd rather be a part of this world than basically become a Christian, they want to party and drink and carry on. So when your time comes, you will have the blame for that destruction and mayhem that's coming your way. Only you. And the majority of most people who they log off my channel, you know why you log off my channel? Because you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear the truth that right now you're living in a world of sin, and any given time, your time could come up. People make a lot of promises when their time comes up. Some people don't even get a chance to have those promises fulfilled. But you have to face the fact, you're going to die. Can't be forever. Sooner or later, your number's going to pop up. And think about it, you don't know when, you don't know how, but it is going to happen. And think about it, are you ready for it? Or are you still living out in this world? Thinking a cloud coming across this thing. What's the other thing for this one? Yeah, it's about right there. So I guess we could drop the flowers there. We'd get to see it from there. No. The clouds will definitely cover that. Was that a Halloween one? Yes, Halloween one. They got it in the Halloween one. That's right. Let me see something for a minute. Not the door's locked. Are your keys on? Get my keys. Yeah, because I guarantee they stuck it outside. Freaking idiots. Always doing something stupid. Where did they leave it at? These freaking jerks. Amazon, I swear. What is the point of me paying for Amazon Prime if I can't get my packages delivered to me by Amazon? They got a habit of giving their packages up to third parties. When did we start doing this stuff? This is why I had the problem overseas that was going on. They stopped that nonsense with that particular part. But come on, man, Amazon, y'all gotta stop doing it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. You give it to the post office will deliberately leave it outside knowing you got porch banners. Thank goodness the package is actually in the box. That's it. I'm getting all my mail rerouted to another location. I got a security unit I'm going to be rerouting all our mail to over there. So I'm done. And no more of the mails come here ever. We're done. We're done. That's it. I'm so sick and tired of this nonsense. You know how much equipment I have lost down here because they set boxes outside? And Amazon does this stuff. Amazon's supposed to ship it themselves. That's what I pay for the Prime service for. I don't even watch the movies half the time on that thing. But mostly it's for shipping. There's shipping deals they have. It's supposed to be shipped by Amazon. But if you're passing it over to a third party, then how in the world does that benefit me at the end of the day if I can't track down where the truck is coming at? Office locks at 5 o'clock. So if office locks at 5 o'clock, where are you putting the package at if it's too big? Now thankfully this is a smaller package. It'll fit inside the mail slot. But the bigger ones don't. So they set them outside and they can go missing. All right, I'm setting up another mail unit. I'll do that today. Definitely doing that today. So now, instead of me painting my unit today, I have to call the owner, have him come down, open up the box, give me it, which will be tomorrow morning. Jeez, man, that sets me off. I could have had this finished today. shoot, you want people to pay for Prime? I don't pay for Prime for movies. I don't really watch movies all that much. I pay mainly for my delivery. Like the convenience of having a little truck, I can track where it's going. Not second guess when the post office is going to pop up and drop a package somewhere. Someone's going to get me a carrier box. I have all my stuff redirected up there. I got stuff to do. I don't got time for no freaking delays. I have no idea what tomorrow's going to bring. I got orders to pump through tomorrow. Gee, when is Louise? Sat there in this one forum site. They talked about their projectors they had set up for their setups on how much contrast they had. I never laughed so hard in my life. It was the most hilarious conversation I've ever heard about my contrast and my projector picks up true black levels on my screen. I don't need to spend the money for high-end. My projector does all the work. Oh, that's the most hilarious conversation I heard in my entire life. Good luck with all that one. And the screen he was talking about, we tested it already. We already had it down here for testing. No, I'm sorry. It's just not going to work. How much you willing to wager on that one? How much money are you willing to put up and wager that your freaking projector, I don't care how many millions of lumens it is, the lumens of contrast it is, how much contrast it has on it. How much you willing to wager that on a wager? How much? 100 grand? How much? Did that black screen basically read better than your projector setup? Oh man, I couldn't believe I heard that conversation. And you spent that much money for a projector that can't even give you color? Why are your lights out? I had to say that over and over again. Every single video, every guy was showing it was all lights out. Why are your lights on a projector you just paid about 30 grand for? Oh, you can't have the lights on. Why can't you have the lights on? We were supposed to be in the movie setting. Don't give me that blah, 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 monkey nonsense that it has to be aimed. No, show me. Your projector's like something like roughly, one's like 7,000 lumens. You can't get that to run in a 40-lit environment because your screen can't read it. That's why once the lights come on. I know that from the door. What do you know about that? I have black screens. There's no such thing as a black screen. Here you go! Bam, 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 bam. And then we get the whole thing where, this is why I love the forum sites, have so much fun in there. Then we had the thing was, well, I can get black paint or any kind of black fabric and do the same thing. Really? Here you go! Boom, 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 boom. Or it requires high lumen projectors to get the white levels of kick. 300 lumens outside, snowstorm. Here we go! Boom, 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 boom. So that's why it's good to have you sub-tested. That's why people who make these products, you can't go into forum sites, because forum sites will ask you about everything you could possibly think of on your product. And if you can't back that up, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because they're going to mock the daylights out of you in there. Alright, I'm going to let all this dry real nicely. I'm going to go over and work on my case later on. I gotta get the power cord. Did you get the power cord yet? Got so much taco on my mind, I can't even see the time. What? Let me see. I think the course of this one, because that one's already plugged in. That song got stuck in my head. I saw somebody dance. That was hilarious. Change it over to nuclear symbol. I don't think there's roaches in the jungle. Uh-oh, getting on the scratchy pad. Getting on the scratchy pad. Are you on the scratchy pad, Taco? The scratching post. What you doing on the scratching post, Taco? What you doing on the scratching? Let me see. Man, I can't drop my cloud system until everything is painted. So that's going to be put off to tomorrow. Gee whiz. I'd had this thing painted up, had the cloud system installed in. Man, freaking Amazon, I swear. They gotta stop doing that nonsense, man. That whole post office handoff nonsense. And then they pay the post office. You mean to tell me you're $1 billion business and you ain't got the freaking shipping power to ship out with your... Oh, come on, man. You got your own freaking jets, planes, trains, all that crap. They got so much stuff, man. You're a billion. You gotta... Yeah. I'll tell you right there. There's a difference between the post office shipping out your item. Because again, like I said, you still gotta wait. Because post office should put that tracking device on the little truck that Amazon has. That would be nice. That'd be really nice. That's what they should do. Put that little truck in there. Because that comes in handy. Then you got 2 more stops to go and 3 more stops to go. That would come in really handy. Why don't they do that? I don't know. They should put it in. Sure, they're gonna be sitting there checking packages for them. Put that in there. They got the detail tracking, but detail tracking you can already know when the truck actually shows up and it's gonna be at. That's pretty much it. So like when you sell through Amazon, heck no. Are you crazy? Yeah. They get paid. They get you literally are paying them to sell your product, so they get a bit of your money. Like eBay does that. eBay gets a percentage of your money. You got your own website. You ain't got to pay nobody. It's yours. You ain't paying for no restock fees or any fees at the end of the day where you want to put out new listing. You don't pay for none of that. Right there, I did eBay already. I did eBay when I sold toys. Man, they charge me for just about everything you could possibly think of. And you got to go through some evaluation nonsense at the end of the day. They got to evaluate your account. They feel it's not up to their standard. They feel they want to penalize you for it. I'm like, heck no. I got tired of that. I only did the finished choice to to get my company off the ground. But I refuse to go to a bank and get money from them. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm good. So finished choice. And then you got somebody saying, no, not my vintage toys. Vintage toys I track down because I have a nose for finding toys. Anything vintage, I could find it. The thing about it, at the end of the day, and I tell people, hey, if you're gonna be a collector, most people at the garage sales, you wouldn't even know what was staring you in the face. It could be a set of dishes over there worth a lot of money. They probably don't even know what they're worth at the end of the day because they never got them appraised. So they think these old dishes we got up here, they've been sitting up in this attic for a long time. They belong to great-great-grandma. Let's just sell them. I'll sell them to you like something for like maybe like a whole set, a whole freaking complete set for like something like $30. And you'd be looking at it, if you know what you're looking at, and you flip that dish over, like, oh shoot. Like, do they know you can't say anything about it? You can't be too happy about it. You know exactly what you got. You could have $100,000 staring you in the face. Bone china, 24 karat gold plated. Are you kidding me? How much money that stuff goes for? And especially if it's vintage. Oh heck yeah! I've seen people go to garage sales and find the most craziest stuff. Because again, there's plenty of treasures on the planet. There's plenty of treasures out there. The fact that you don't even know what you're looking at to begin with. And people are staring you in the face. Some people don't know. They wouldn't know. They don't collect. But I know vintage toys. And besides, I was born in that era. A lot of those toys are actually today are extremely expensive. When you find any of those, you're good to go. So no, I was able to find all my toys. As a matter of fact, places that I found, I bought 2 of everything. I got 1 set in my collection, 1 set I sold. Which one? Popular toy, Fisher Price. Fisher Price in the 1960s, 70s. The 60 area, 70 are expensive. Especially if it's like McDonald's or something like that. Very expensive. Cabbage Patch toys, Care Bears. You know one's really super expensive? My Little Pony. My Little Ponies are very expensive. I found a My Little Pony for $9. The guy didn't even know what he had. He sold it for $9. I sold $600 for that pony. $600 for that pony. My Little Ponies are very expensive. Barbies, depending on which one you get. The limited editions, very expensive. Like the Wizard of Oz version, a very expensive one. Limited edition. G.I. Joes, and all G.I. Joes are expensive, or or cost a lot of money, because certain ones are actually more. Depends on which one you have. Got the original G.I. Joe, with comical grip that first came out. That's worth a lot of money. Different types of yo-yos are worth a lot of money. Ray guns are worth a lot of money. You got the right ones. Got ray guns from the 1920s when they made out of cheap tin metal. Has a little spark effect to them. The ones I have have plastic. But the cheap tin ones, those tin toys, worth a lot of money. Piggy banks in the 1920s that they had for kids are like this kind of like mechanical kind of man that would pop up and take a coin or whatever. They're worth a ton of money. Gotta know what you're looking at. I had a person at the end of the day, two sad stories, saddest stories I've ever heard in collections, that threw away millions of dollars and didn't know they threw away that amount of money. First one was a church. Church has been there since, I say, roughly the 30s. Still had a thrift store. And in that thrift store, they had a collection of stuff you freaking wouldn't believe. It was unbelievable. It was insane. The church, on the other hand, was falling apart. And the guy was trying to get help from the city to restore the church. But long story short, I told him, at the end of the day, take everything out of the thrift store and put it into a storage unit. People don't listen for Jack at all, do they? Even the stained glass windows were worth a ton of money. It's an old church. It's been around for a very long time. Get somebody to come in and remove those stained glass windows and put those in to, you can put that into his church, they can sell it, because we're going to sell it and put the money in back into fixing up the church or something at the end of the day. But anyway, when you have a church that's been around that long and it has a thrift store, that means that any of the elders, which again, when they're about to pass on or leave, they don't want that stuff anymore. It's just junk to them at the end of the day, and they're not going to sell it because, again, they don't do anything with the money they have. They don't really need anything. So a lot of them old furs and records and Chinaware and all that stuff that they have that's worth a lot of money, that to them, they're not going to give it to their kids. Most like they'll pass it down. They give it to the church. They donate it to the church. And that's where you find a lot of serious valuable stuff at. Old sewing machines, all that stuff is worth a lot of money. That's sitting now in a church that they sell for a very cheap price. But they could get a lot of money for it. But anyway, so long story short, yeah, this church had a lot of this stuff in it. A lot of stuff. Baseball cards, you name it, it's in there. Comic books, you name it, it's in there. Church has been around since the 1930s. And you think about that. In the 1930s, they've been putting stuff in that giant storage area. And that area down there for the thrift store was huge. It was about somewhere roughly between 16 and 18,000 square feet. It was huge. There was just so much stuff in there. There were stacks and stacks and stacks of dishes. Some of those dishes could easily run for maybe $50,000, $60,000. Easy. So, what happened to all that stuff? Well, the guy did nothing about it. And the city came in and tore down the church. And underneath that ground where that church is sitting at, where they buried everything on top of it, is that thrift store. It's buried in the earth right now. I know where it's at. Chances are they probably put a building on it already. See, as I tell you, at the end of the day, there's a lot of gold and riches under the earth right now that you don't know. You walk on it every single day and don't even know it. And if you did see it, how would you know at the end of the day what it's worth if you don't know exactly what to look for? Yep, just sitting there, buried under the earth. Now the other one was a person who had a store that they got, and they found 3 old-fashioned, what do you call them, cash registers from the Wild West era. And one of them was gold, not gold-plated, actually gold. Almost, I'd say not gold, I'd say very heavy gold-plated. Gold back then in that particular era would be more pure than the gold you have now. The stuff we have now has got metals and everything in it, so it's not really pure at the end of the day. But it was actually real 100% gold-plated, whatever it was. The other one was silver, and there was another one that was platinum. What happened to those? No, I'm sorry, not platinum. It was, she said gold, silver, and, what was that thing called? It's bronze, the same thing they make a penny out of. I can't think of the name for it anyway. But it's the same thing. But anyway, she threw them in the trash. These are the old-fashioned ones with the big buttons. When you press it and there's no sale that pops up. She threw away 3 of those. Do you have any idea what those things are worth? They were in mint condition. That's another thing. Mint condition. And she threw them away. Now, whoever got a hold of that dumpster and saw them got rich. I showed her how much they was worth. She cried at the table. See, problem you have here is that you don't. Some people can walk past the garage sale. You see something and you wouldn't know. You just let money slip through your fingers because you don't know what to look for. And even crazier, you got a cell phone on you, so you can even take a picture of it and look it up and see exactly what is it worth. There's a site that you can go to that you can basically scan something and it shows you exactly what the item is worth. They didn't even bother to check their phone. Nothing whatsoever. Just last piece, somebody wants it. And somebody comes there and buy it. Like the fellow who found the Nintendo cartridge. You remember the Nintendo cartridge or Nintendo cartridge that has like 5 buttons on it, has 5 little slots on it? That Nintendo cartridge is worth $50,000. They're worth 50 grand if you find one. It's a limited edition Nintendo cartridge. It has in there the game has a game in it. When you beat the game, every time you beat the game on a certain hard level, one of the switches pop up. And those switches are games that were never launched to the customers. What do they call them? I forget they call them development, whatever they call it. I forgot the name of what they call it. But anyway, that's what they are. And they're rare. It's super rare to find one of these things. And somebody who went to a flea market found one at the bottom of a crate of Nintendo games and almost freaked out. He had to keep it together. The guy didn't even know he had. The guy sold that cartridge for $10. See? There you go. Money all around you. You don't know what you got. You don't know what you got. My mother was an antique collector. She taught me everything she knew. I made a bundle off eBay. I was making like $3,000-$4,000 off my collectible toys. I know exactly what to buy, what to get, what was worth money, what wasn't worth money. And I know exactly where to find them at too. I know how to find exactly these stores, these little vintage mom and pops just sitting in the corner that nobody goes inside of. Those stores, especially ones owned by the Asians. The Asians don't throw away their inventory. They keep a lot of their old inventories. I found games that were defective that are worth a lot of money, that basically had recalls on them, that they didn't get rid of them. They kept them. And because they kept them, they were worth a lot of money. That's why the first thing that happened when the college kids came down here, when Temple University came down, and mind you, this is for the black people out there. I don't even know how you missed this one. But when them college kids came down and they had free roam through North Philadelphia, do you have any idea how many little pockets of mom and pop stores that sell sneakers that they still had from the 80s in there? Original Air Jordans, the patent leather Adidas, what's it called? Those when they had the Lottos, all those old kicks from way back in the day, the originals, not the ones they have now. The Air Jordans they have now are nothing compared to the original ones that first came out. They had those back there in stock, and those white kids came up there and bought them out. I've seen them in little droves walking up and down the street checking all those little stores. They came and bought them out, and they were going for the original price that they were going for back then. Now today, you buy a pair of those kicks, it costs you $700-$800. And all the time, our people was living in that neighborhood, never thought to go in. I myself, but I'm not a sneakerhead guy at the end of the day. But anyway, never thought to go in and buy all the sneakers up. Now the ones who worked at them stores were smart enough, because a few friends of mine did, they bought all those sneakers up. They bought them up. They're buying them. But when them white boys came in there, they were smart. They went right into little mom and pops. They bought a lot of sneakers, but they're buying them in cases. 16, 17, 18 pairs of sneakers. Because all those sneakers are worth money. They're retired. Smart. See? That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day. But all people who lived in the neighborhood didn't see it. Right there in front of your face. All day long you can see it. Some of them picked up on it. Some of the people in the neighborhood were smart enough and picked up on it. Most people didn't. That's why there were so many of them. Because people going like, I don't want them many. Oh man, nobody wants them sneakers, man. They way back. There you go. You just said it. That's money right there. You just slip right through your mouth right now. I don't want that. I want the new ones right there. No man. I was like, how? Wait. You still got them? Those are Air Force Nights when they first came. I'd have bought every single one. How much you got in the back there? Oh, you got them? I'll be back. That's what I did. Toy store. I went back there. The first time I walked by, I saw quad skates. I saw the quad skates, the ones they had with the brown velvet shoe, and they had the yellow wheels. Those were the old ones, original old ones they had when they had the quads that came out. And I saw them. I was like, when I saw the boxes, it was like just a box. They had the skates in there? And I walked in there, and I bought those. They had the skates in there. So I went back in there, and I bought more. And I got to know the guy, and the guy was like, I'm going to show you what's in the back. And oh, my goodness. Transformers, G.I. Joes, My Little Mermaid, freaking My Little Pony. You name it was back there. Tyco, freaking racetracks. It was like walking back into a time machine. I bought everything they had. I came back with $10,000 and cleaned them out. Bought all this stuff. G.I. Joe walkie-talkie, all that stuff in storage. Got a time machine in there. And it's just sitting in there, collecting dust. Well, not collecting dust, I got the whole chemical in there. But it's just sitting in there. That's all. We even got the original Super Soakers that came out, all of them. Yep. I could retire with that alone if I wanted to. But here's the thing about a collection, you can't depart from it. That's the thing about a collection. Collection, you can't depart from it. Unless you desperately need money, and I hate to say it, some people have to sell their stuff, but unless you desperately need money, but a person and their collection, yeah, it's rare they're going to give it up. It's very rare. They will leave off this earth and they will not sell one of those things ever. You'll have to take them out of their dead hands. And they're literally serious about that. When I pass off this earth, do whatever you want with it. But while I'm here, I'm just going to stay there. What are you going to do with it? No, I'm just going to stay in there. That's all. Because you know it's yours. It's kind of dumb when you think about it. That's when I stopped collecting. I stopped collecting. The last thing I bought when I was collecting was a 1826 Singer sewing machine. I got one. Always went one in my collection. And when I got it, I sat down at that seat, and that's when it hit me. I thought to myself, how many people are sitting at the same seat, years and years and years, thought it was their machine. From the first person who bought it, they thought it was their machine. They're died, now they're gone. Somebody else got it, and they died, and then somebody else got it. Here I am now, in this era, it's not mine. I'm going to die, and somebody else is going to get it. So when I left out of the house, I left it there. There was no point in taking it. I looked at everything now. I looked around everything. I said, no, this stuff is mine. It's not mine. I'm not taking anything that's with me. That's why I stopped collecting. What's the point? Yeah, that's when you just stop. I found another store up here. Another one. I found toys in there. I'm going to buy it? No. What's the point? I can't give them away. I can't sell them. So, what's the point? What, put them up on the display and watch them and look at them? Did that one already. Got so bored of it now, just in storage. That's all they do. I've done the whole display and all that stuff. It's boring. And on top of that, you got to keep track. You're going to dust. You have to clean up that stuff every single day. That's a job by itself, cleaning up all that dust in there. No, good. It's in there, correct storage. It's actually in my will that's going to one of my nephews. They're going to get the entire collection, everything. Because they're collectors themselves, and they would take care of it, so it's going to go to them. Now you're thinking at the end of the day, Mr. Burtis was back there talking a lot of craziness, not getting any work done. Actually, when I was back there, I was actually hooking up my power cord from my PC. I'm always working on something. That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm always working on something. I'm just sitting there chatting away, and you can think I'm like, he's not doing anything back there. I'm actually building stuff. But anyway, yeah. You don't take it with you. Nothing. And all that possession of this is mine, that's mine, it's not yours. None of it's yours. You'll never take any of it with you. Everything will stay here on the earth. God forbid, you got someone that passed away, the room is still intact. Any of that go with them? No, I didn't. It's still in there. All my mom's stuff is still in her room. The room is left exactly the same way it was when she was here. It's all in there. None of it went with her, not a thing. It's all bald. Everything you have is bald. Including your own life is bald. It's not your life at the end of the day. Can you come back? The only way you can come back unless God gives you that blessing to come back. But you can't come back. You're on borrowed time. Nothing here on this earth is yours. Not one thing is yours. Imagine how crazy that is. You're going to go through the spaghetti strainer of life. Pass through that, all your stuff is going to be left behind, and everybody sitting around that strainer is going to run down and grab your stuff. That's what they're going to do. And the same thing's going to happen to them. It's interesting. They sit there and they grab and they hoard as much as they can just to turn around and go through the strainer themselves, and someone would do it to them, and someone would do it to them. It reminds me of the Box. I like watching the Twilight Zone, the new version. I remember like the old ones about the Box. This guy just pops up out of nowhere. He only goes to people that are really, really, really desperate, who need the money. He'll pop up out of nowhere when things are at its worst, and they say, "Hey, I got this box here, and you'll get $1 million if you push that button." I mean, you might have seen this one. It's a really good one. And they say, "Well, what happens if we push the button? Somebody dies." Don't worry, it won't be anybody you know. All you got to do is push the button. Somebody dies, and I come back, and I'll give you $1 million. So we gave it to this couple in this hotel. You know what I mean? They're about to be evicted from the hotel. Everything's going down the drain. You know what I mean? They're going to be homeless. It's just, life is just absolutely horrible for them. This guy pops up one day when he's at work. And the minute he's terminated from his job, that guy pops up again. Same box. Pressuring her, pressuring him. It's $1 million. All you got to do is press the button and somebody dies. Don't worry, it won't be anybody we know. You should listen when he kept saying that over and over again. Press the button, no one, won't be anybody you know. So, they're smoking cigarettes, they're going crazy, they're arguing about this box, they think it's just a big joke, this guy's just having fun with them. This is not going to happen, they're never going to have this money. But then things are getting desperate, you know what I mean? The landlord's knocking on the door, lights are about to be shut off, you know what I mean? It's just a whole mess. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. In fact, this guy is causing this chaos for them. They get them to press the button. So the guy comes in again, and he gives her the box. And this time she takes the box. And that box sits there for 3 days. And they sit there and just go mad over this box. And they get to the point they can't take it anymore, and they take the box and they throw it in the trash. And later on that night, they start thinking about it. And they go out and get the box. And they sit there in the middle of the kitchen. They open it up, and they press the button. And nothing happens. And they're just looking at each other like, "See, I told you. This is all a prank. We went through all this for nothing. This guy, just all craziness for nothing." And the guy shows up 3 days later with a suitcase full of money. $1 million as agreed. And he gives it to him and he takes the box. And he says, "So what are you going to do with the box?" He said, "You give it to somebody else." And what's going to happen? They're going to press the button and someone's going to die. And don't worry, it's not going to be anybody you know. Which means that the next one's die. Which means the devil was going in and giving them the box. And they were pressing the button and killing somebody for money. That means they gave up their soul when they did that. And when they pressed the button, that means the last person who had that box, they died. Which means the next person who has the box and they press the button, they die. No one keeps the money ever. They never keep the money. So he's collecting souls out of your greed. I thought that was really interesting. Like that. The guy who played in Bueller's Day Off, I think it was the professor who played. He played Bueller. He's the guy who played the guy who came to the door. But think about that. You're selfish and you're greedy. Couldn't care less if another person died. So you could basically earn that money. And he knew that. When you pressed that button, you sold your soul that quick to him. So the problem was that you were the next one to die. Don't worry, won't be anybody you know. And that's when their face got like, oh, they realized. The interesting part about it was, when they looked out the door and he was walking down the street, his tail popped out and he put it back up under his coat. That's an interesting one right there. This one's an interesting one too. I saw, I think it was also Tales of the Dark Side. Somebody's watched Tales of the Dark Side. About a guy with a math major. He was trying to figure out this really complicated math test. I mean, a test that he was given. He just couldn't get it. He's right, he just couldn't figure it. Just right there, he can't get it. And he lost his temper and said, "I would sell my soul to the devil if I could figure this out." And poof! Guess who popped up? The devil popped up. I said, "Are you really serious about that? You would sell your soul for a math problem?" And the guy was like, No. I take it back. I said, "No, but you called me already. I'm already here. So let's entertain it." See, you already called me. He's already going to entertain it now. So then the guy says, I'm going to explain to you who I am, and what I can do. I can go anywhere I want. I can go across the galaxies. I can go through time. I can go through space. I can go anywhere. I can be here in a split second. I can be here in a microsecond. I am everywhere. Name something that I can't do. Now, he just explained that he can go anywhere he wants in any given part of time. He can go back to the empire, the Roman Empire. He can go back to, they said, the caveman, which I don't know, that works at the end of the day. The caveman, he can go back to anywhere he wants in the era of life. Name something I can't do. And the guys thought about it and looked at him, and the devil was up and was just smiling because he couldn't figure it out. He said, I got something to take him. And the guy turned and looked at him and said, get lost. You can't get lost because he knows everything. He's been everywhere. So it's virtually impossible for him to get lost. And that's when he got mad and left. Some interesting ones at the end of the day. But you wouldn't get that opportunity if that did happen at the end of the day. You're done. That's it. Because you're not dealing with something you can play with at the end of the day. And if he did come up in his true form, you would go mad. Because you wouldn't be able to understand or be able to process it and do too much for you. That's not something to play with. To put it in the terms of what you would be dealing with. You ever seen The Exorcist? That's what you would be dealing with. That's why you want to be as close to God as you possibly can. Close to God as you possibly can. That is true. You want to be close to God as you possibly can. You don't want to be near that at all. Well, everything happens for a reason. Maybe there's a reason why I didn't get my paint today. So just chalk it up as there's a reason for all things. Leave it at that. I'm not getting mad about it. It's a reason for all things. It might be a reason why the Lord doesn't want me to paint it up today. Maybe something for tomorrow. Thanks. The Lord can say, nope, guess what? I want you to paint this up today. You'll do it tomorrow. That'll be the best time for you to do it. All right. Let me see. We had a frame. Which way is that going anyway? This is going where? It's going to be fitting this way, that way. So we got to bring the cord, bypass it through here, and bring it out through here. Because this is the areas we have, so we can lay the screen flat against it. We got to cut them holes in there, just like that, so it doesn't hit the panel. These other wires and stuff, all the wires are coming up this in the side now. So that way it makes it easier for me. Why is that there? Okay, that's plugged in from here. We got a funnel system that runs to the side and in there. That way we have no wires sticking out this way, so we can shut the door properly. So, alright, I'm going to save that for tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of work. I got to do all that cutting to get that in there, so I'm going to do that tomorrow. At least I got all my orders out, so I'm happy about that. I got the cord finished for it, and all the flowers are done. I'll let them dry up real nice and hard on there so they're good to go. Probably the Lord telling me to take a break. Everything happens for a reason. The Lord probably telling me, hey, you gotta take a break. I have been pushing myself the last couple of days. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go. Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you all, and God bless.